G'day, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 14. Hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday evening. It is currently 6:06 p.m. Wednesday night. Tonight I am joined by Rugby League YouTuber, NRL Vid 090, Warriors NRL Fanatics, and the next big thing in the Rugby League YouTube world, a mad Cowboy supporter himself, Sam Revill. Lads, thanks for jumping on tonight. First, I'll go to NRL Vid 090. Mate, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Just keen to come on the Breakdown podcast again. Really looking forward to talking some footy and getting into the games for this weekend. And also want to say, welcome to Sam Revill as a special guest for the show tonight. He's a great YouTuber coming up. So let's hope he keeps growing. So can't wait.
Yep, absolutely agree with everything you just said, mate. Also want to welcome in Warriors NRL Fanatics. I am praying that we have good connection tonight. Last night was a complete mess, and it is what it is, I guess. But good evening to Warriors NRL Fanatics. How you going, bro?
I'm good, and how is everyone? And welcome to the podcast. Sam Revill is a good YouTuber coming up, so go check out his channel. And I'm looking forward to the chat tonight about the upcoming round of footy.
Yeah, and we'll get to Sam Revill now, mate. Thanks for jumping on tonight as the special guest. How are you, mate? Good?
Yeah, I'm really well. Thank you so much. Love, boys. Hello, chat. I hope everyone's doing really well. Let's get stuck into it, mate. For sure.
Mate, I'm really, really looking forward to this round of footy. I know there's only 4 games, but, one game, I hope we get some closer games this round. We've had a lot of bloodbaths as of late. I was having a look at the last close Thursday night game of football, and I was having a look at the draw. The last game of Thursday night football that was actually really close was the Broncos-Panthers game back in round 6. So just think about it. From round 7 to round 16, every Thursday night football game's been a one-sided bloodbath. So I hope tomorrow night's close, but obviously we'll get into the preview of round 17 later on. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like this video, comment in the comment section below or in the live chat, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, go and check out the YouTube channels of NRL Vid 090, Warriors NRL Fanatics, and go and subscribe to Sam Revill. He's getting close to 100 subscribers, so make sure you lads go and check out his channel. We've currently got 11 people rolling in here, but the chat's looking pretty good at the moment. Everyone's rolling in, which is fantastic. Rugby League Histories, how you going, bro? He's there as well. So let's just rip straight into it. We've got a few things to get into tonight. And so from topic number 5 tonight, we're going to talk about this one here. Obviously, the biggest thing going on in the game at the moment, the Dragons, that whole situation. Paul Vaughan sacked by the Dragons yesterday. He's been pretty much fired. I saw Ray Hadley last night on NRL 360. Absolutely fire up. So, wowee. What a messy situation. We'll go to NRL Vid 090 first. Mate, what are your thoughts on the Paul Vaughan situation, and do you think he deserved to be fired?
Well, look, I know it's good. I think it's actually pretty serious what he's done, because obviously he's breached something that he's not supposed to do, because, we're obviously in a pandemic at the moment, and it's just that it's not fair, because I guess everyone else wants to do parties like Vaughan did and go to places and do things they want to do, but you can't because of what we're at the moment, which is COVID. And for the audacity to kind of go ahead and not care about those, and just thinking if there's sort of things taken in place don't apply to him is pretty I'm sorry, but it's pretty fucked up. I think how he's just gone ahead and done what he wants to do, but he can't. So, and does he deserve to be fired? I think he does. I think he's been in trouble before for this, like last year, because he went to a coffee shop when he wasn't supposed to. And
yes, that's right.
Oh, he's just troubling Paul Vaughan, unfortunately. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say there.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. I mean, you have a look at all the players. They all clocked hefty fines and they're all getting suspended. I think it's one game every week a player will cop. So each player will serve 1 week suspension in a weekly matter, which is a little bit of a joke, to be honest. But what can you do, honestly? I mean, you break the rules. You know, it is you gotta cop the punishments. And, you know, Paul Vaughan, he copped it, so too bad, I guess. You know, if you want to break the rules that the government have put in place for the NRL to keep going, then you just got to cop what comes your way. But Warriors NRL fanatics, mate, what are your thoughts on the whole Paul Vaughan and the whole Dragon situation?
Yeah, it's completely dissect Paul Vaughan, in my opinion, because, you know, he's done some things in the past that, you know, he's had a few chances. And, yeah, also, you know, this going off topic here, but, you know, with Jack DeBellin as well, you know, that was completely ridiculous as well. You know, how he was hiding under the bed and all that. And, you know, that I found that, you know, ridiculous because Jack DeBellin's had a lot of chances as well. So, yeah, to go back, you know, that's fair enough. I think he deserves. You cop the punishment. You should have it. You know, right to do what he did. So, yeah, for me, it's, you know, fair enough. Fair to sack him, in my opinion. So,
Yeah. Look, I'm just going to ask Sam. Sam, mate, what are your thoughts on the situation? Obviously, me and you are both Cowboy supporters. We, you know, we don't really care too much about the Dragons, you know, but what are your thoughts on the situation that's occurred between the Dragons and Paul Vaughan?
It was taken out of their hands, mate. He had to go. Any sort of lesser punishment wouldn't have sufficed. He was such a likable bloke when he was a Raider and when he first went to St. George. I think Jack DeBellin is extremely lucky to keep his job. Corey Norman as well, but I understand why the Dragons board and the NRL can't take everybody off the paddock over the coming weeks, because you need a product to sell and Dragon supporters need to barrack for something. I mean, imagine if Dragons do get a win within the next 3 weeks or so. They'd love it, and hopefully that can ease some pain on the Dragon supporters.
You know, look, the situation's ugly. It's not pretty. I mean, I've seen worse things happen. You know, players have been done drink driving, caught on drugs, terrorizing families overseas. Yeah, there's been a lot of things that have happened. I know the virus is a very, very bad thing, and I don't want anyone to get it, and I hope everyone, you know, can try and avoid the virus as best they can. I think getting sacked is fair enough. The Dragons didn't have much of a choice, really, at the end of it, but I think another NRL club will pick Paul Vaughan up. But the Dragons are setting an example and saying, look, we're not going to tolerate that crap at our club, and maybe a different team will sign him. I don't know what club will sign Paul Vaughan. I really don't know. I don't know if anyone would want to take the risk. But you look at the Broncos, they took the gamble with Matt Lodge with that whole situation. Russell Packer as well, and we all know Matt Lodge and Russell Packer both have a very bad history. So I don't think Paul Vaughan will have a problem getting picked up from another side. I think the problem the club will have that does sign Paul Vaughan will be the off-the-field dramas. You know, you see Corey Norman. How he didn't get sacked as well is beyond me. Corey Norman's had more opportunities than anyone else. But from what I've been hearing that the Bulldogs are interested in Paul Vaughan, but the Bulldogs are interested in every club. But who knows what's going to happen. But, you know, you have a look at all the fines here. I've just got it written down here, as everyone would know by now. Gerard Beale, $2,000 fine. Jack DeBellin, $42,000 fine. Zach Lomax, $31,000 fine. Let me just grab my phone so I can actually read it properly. Tyrell Filmano, $12,000. Paul Vaughan, $50,000. Dufty, $23,000. Kate Ellis, $5,000. Josh McGuire, $12,000. Josh Kerr 18,000, Jack Bird 25,000, Alvaro 15,000, and Blake Laurie 20,000. Norman 50,000. If Corey Norman's getting the same amount of fine as Paul Vaughan, then why is Corey Norman not fired as well? He's been told to look elsewhere next year. I know the Dragons are low on players at the moment because of the pandemic and all that, but if you're going to sack Corey Norman, why don't they sack Corey Norman as well? What do you guys reckon? Would you sack Corey Norman?
Yeah, look, I'll go first. Would I sack Corey Norman? Well, you'd think with everything he's gone through, like he's just, I don't know. I don't know how the Dragons have stuck by him this long. I feel like that, he's ever since he's been at the Dragons, he's been getting into trouble, like he's done at Parramatta in the past. So I don't know. He carries a bad history, Corey Norman, and I wouldn't have sacked him because he didn't start the party. But I guess if he did, going to sack him because he's the one who came up with the idea. And yeah, but look, Corey Norman, he's gone anyway by the end of the year for the Dragons. So I guess that's good enough. I guess he's next year.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, nah, fair enough, bro. It's a tough situation in the whole Dragons saga. They've all copped fines. They're all getting a suspension. They're all in the deep end at the moment, and that's what happens. I guess not much more you can really say about it. Do you think this whole Paul Vaughan situation will affect the Dragons in signing big name players now? Sam, what do you reckon?
No, it shouldn't. I've said all year and for years now that I like Anthony Griffin as a coach. I think people will be attracted to Anthony Griffin. And I don't know who's his assistants off the top of my head as well, but I think Ben Hunt...
Matthew Elliott's one of them. Matthew Elliott.
Thank you. And I think Ben Hunt and Tarek Sims have stood up really well for season 2021. And no, I don't think they should. I mean, it's a proud club as well. And yeah, keeping Corey Norman on the books, they still are a huge chance of making semis come September. So yeah, just keep him on your books and then send him on the catapult, mate. But no, I don't think it should, man. I don't think it should.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to a different topic now. That's enough of the Dragons. We all know how bad it is. They've copped it from everyone. But the last thing I want to say about the Paul Vaughan situation, the thing that pisses me off the most about it was the fact that Channel 9 and that absolute loser, Danny Widler, they showed Paul Vaughan's house on TV and his number plate of his vehicle. I mean, you talk about invading privacy. Yes, he did the wrong thing and he deserves to cop what he copped. It is absolutely disgraceful, in my honest opinion, that they have shown his actual house and his registration number plate on his car. That's disgraceful, in my opinion. We'll go to NRL Vid 090, mate. What are your thoughts on that? I think that's disgraceful.
Yeah, it's not good. I think it just evades his name. You shouldn't show his number plate on like TV. I mean, that's illegal, isn't it? You can't just do that. And just recording him inside his house as well, just like one angle inside the house, like at the house, another angle inside the house. Just it's just that's the problem with some people who work in that sort of stuff. They don't know when to stop. Just stop harassing Vaughan. I mean, I know he's done something wrong, but just back off. You just gotta back off. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, I think it's a bit rude if you ask me.
Warriors NRL fanatics, mate. Do you think they went too far with showing Paul Vaughan's house and his car, or what? What do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, definitely. They shouldn't really be doing. I mean, look, I know he's done the wrong thing and all, but to invade his privacy like that is probably a bit too far, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think it's a bit too far. I just understand why they did that personally. So,
yeah. Sam, what about you, mate? What do you think? Do you think showing his house is a little bit too far? I mean, anyone could go past there now and throw rocks at it. So someone could stalk his car. We all see on social media people stalk each other all the time. Hell, I've got a lunatic stalking me for 6 to 9 months, as you guys would be fully aware of. I mean, stalking someone's car as well is pretty much the same thing as stalking someone on social media. We all know who that lunatic is, who I'm referring to. I'm not going to mention his name, but he knows who he is. But my God, do you think showing his car's too far?
Yes, setting up base at the front of his house just for a day, that's fine. People got to know because if it does turn into a massive hotspot, if the wags of the other 12, 13 players are proven that they did rock up to the joint, people got to know or have a sort of whereabouts of where that spot might be. But showing the license plate number is crap. I agree with that. But you took the words out of my mouth when you mentioned throwing rocks and doing other sorts of bits and pieces for sure. It's time to back off now.
Yeah, I agree. And rugby league history in the chat just making me laugh here. Yes, rugby league history. We exactly know what you're talking about, bro. We know. We all know. Right. Let's move on to topic number 4. Now, this is a pretty touchy topic, so I don't want anyone to get offended by this because this is a pretty serious matter. Last Friday night, Parramatta played Penrith out there at Penrith Stadium, and the morning of the game, Tom Opacic's brother was unfortunately killed in a car accident. So I hope Tom Opacic's doing a lot better. I hope he's okay. Obviously, that was a terrible thing to happen. And with Tom Opacic's brother passing away last Friday morning, Tom Opacic played on Friday night against Penrith. And I know Brad Arthur came out and said, look, he wanted to play for his brother. And Brad Arthur allowed him to play. I don't know where you guys sit on this, but Opacic had a really shit game against Penrith, and it's understandable why. It's completely understandable. But I think this is the part where you've got to really protect your players, and you really should not have let him play last week. I think Parramatta really made a mistake by letting Opacic play. I know he wanted to play, but sometimes you just got to protect your players and not throw them out there and sort like that. Sam, what do you think about that? I think that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, rest in peace to Tom Opacic's brother for sure. I believe he was the innocent. He was definitely the innocent. It's kind of difficult to say yes or no because these players are so competitive. And Parramatta, they had that game against Penrith, and now they're sitting on a bye. And you could imagine how hot and heavy Tom Opacic would be under the collar until he runs out next weekend, mate. So it could have been better for him to just unleash as much as he could on Friday night. Brad Arthur did ask the question to Tom Opacic multiple times from my understanding. And Tom said, mate, I want to win. I want to win for the club. And they came that close to beating Penrith. So, I think duty of care was realised for Tom Opacic and his family. I think it's just, I'm just really, it's a sad situation, man, but he's got it out of his system now, and let's try to move on from it. Let him try to move on from it.
Personally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have let him play. I would have just brought Ferguson in to the centres or something and said, Opacic, take a week or two off, mate. Go and spend time with your family. I think, like you just said, duty of care was probably the better option there. Hopefully, Opacic is doing a lot better. Also, want to give a quick shout out to Shut the Gates. He just arrived. He read, hey, lads, have a good show. Mate, thanks for that. And I'm really looking forward to tonight. Shut the Gates have a new podcast called Good Seasons. Episode 3 is on tonight. I'm looking forward to watching that. So, shout out to Shut the Gates. What a bunch of legends those blokes are. Toby and Trev, just two fantastic rugby league geniuses, I call them. Just absolutely brilliant. NRL Vid 090, would you have played Opacic last week with that whole situation, or would you have said, no, it's all good to play?
Well, first of all, I just want to say condolences to the Opacic family and just yeah, so I'm sorry for Tom Opacic's loss. Obviously, you know, I've obviously got what it's like to lose someone close to you before, and it's not a good feeling. So I do feel bad for Tom Opacic. So, but look, I don't think it was right for him to play on I feel like that, you know, just when you lose, like just when someone dies close to you on a day, like just playing a game like right after when something like that happens, I don't think it's right in my opinion because you know, you need to recover. Like you need to recover after losing someone. So I don't think it was appropriate for him to play. But if Tom wanted to play, I guess that's his choice. But if I was Brad Arthur, I would have just said a firm no because I don't think it's right for his confidence. And yeah, obviously the game he had on Friday wasn't good. So yeah, I wouldn't just bother playing him, to be honest.
Yeah. And also on to Warriors NRL Fanatics, mate. Would you have played Opacic last week, or do you think maybe he should have just had the week off? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's a very tough one actually. So I think, you know, he probably should not have played because he probably wouldn't have been in the right play. Obviously, you know, players, they're very competitive. They want to go out there. They want to, you know, play the game and they want to put it past them. But, you know, it's always going to be tough, you know, have that situation happen and then play not long ago before the game. So, yeah, I think he should have played on a tough situation to go through. So, yeah, I mean, I would have not played him, in my opinion. So,
yeah, fair enough. Look, it's a sad situation. So let's move on to another topic now. The Opacic one's obviously very sad, and hopefully him and his family are doing a lot better this week. Obviously, would be a very tough time for them. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Opacic family. Let's move on to topic number 3. Let's talk a bit of State of Origin footy, boys. Origin 3, it's been moved from Stadium Australia to McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle, or as I like to call Newcastle's ground, Energy Australia Stadium. That's what I bloody used to call it growing up. That's what it used to be named. Origin 3 in Newcastle, they can have 20,000 fans in attendance, which is fairly good considering how bad the pandemic is around the country at the moment. Do you guys reckon that Origin 3 in Newcastle is a good thing or a bad thing? We'll start with Sam. Mate, what do you reckon? Is it a good thing or a bad thing having Origin 3 in Newcastle?
It's a fantastic thing, mate. 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad it's gone to Newcastle. I think Newcastle deserve to have Origin in Newcastle. Obviously, they've had a lot of names over the years. They've had Marathon, they've had Hunter Stadium, Energy Australia Stadium. They've had 1,000 bloody names. I think it's great. 20,000 people allowed in. Not bad. Andrew Johns will probably be very drunk on the Channel 9 coverage if he's working, but I think it's fantastic. NRL Vid 090, what do you think about it, mate?
Yeah, I like it. I think McDonald Jones Stadium's a good stadium, and I think it's good enough to host things like State of Origin. And yeah, I love it. I think it's actually a good idea.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's brilliant. Warriors and NRL Fanatics, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think having Origin in Newcastle was a good thing?
yeah, I reckon it's a great idea. Great thing because, you know, Queens to be in the games and, you know, yes, I probably wouldn't mind going, but, you know, it's great it's in Newcastle because, you know, it's pretty fair because, you know, New South Wales haven't had a game series, so you might as well, you know, let them have one. So, yeah, I mean, it's great. Good for the year.
I'm just trying to
State of Origin there, so.
I'm just trying not to laugh at the chat. I can see bloody
move
chat
actually.
saying we should have had Origin at Madagascar. Chamber videos are saying you should have the game at the North Pole. You bloody clowns. Yeah, Fanatics, I agree with you, bro, 100%. Also, on the State of Origin talk, Queensland have selected Tabuai Fado, the Cowboys left centre, in the Queensland side. He'll be up against Tom Trbojevic, the game's best player at the moment. Will the Hammer be able to do a better job on Turbo than Kurt Capewell? I'll ask you, Sam. Obviously, you're a Cowboys fan, and we both watch the Cowboys week in, week out. Do you think the Hammer will do a better job than Kurt Capewell?
Oh yeah, definitely. Tom Turbo, Latrell Mitchell, a lot of people stepped around Kurt Capewell with ease. He's not a natural centre, in my opinion. Kurt Capewell, Hammer so is. He can keep up the speed and even beat Turbo for speed as well. Yeah. I like what Hammer's done in defence, even though he hasn't had the best of aid on either side of him. He's an Origin player since the second I saw the bloke, mate, at the Perth Nines a couple of years ago. He's a legend. I hope he goes really well. It is sort of throwing him into the baptism of fire, though, isn't it? Sort of the same thing with Reece Welsh. I don't get why Paul Green is getting all these debutants in, because it's not a dead rubber game like it is, but it's still going to be so intense, man. So he is going into the baptism of fire, but I think he'll do a lot better at centre than Kurt Capewell, and Kurt Capewell will feel a lot more comfortable knowing that he's back in his natural position next week.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tabuai Fado will definitely do a better job than Kurt Capewell. Obviously, attack-wise, Queensland will have trick shots. You would imagine that Munster will be doing trick shot kicks to the Hammer in open space if they can find open space. So, look, I think Tabuai Fado will do a better job than Kurt Capewell, but I think Turbo will probably destroy him in Origin, because I think Turbo is probably going to be the player of the series. So Turbo will definitely win the battle on the night, more than likely, but Tabuai Fado will definitely be a lot better out there than Kurt Capewell has shown in the first two games, without a doubt. NRL Vid 090, mate. Obviously, you're a Manly supporter and you watch them every week, and you obviously see what Turbo does every week. Do you think Tabuai Fado will be able to do a decent job on Turbo, or do you think Turbo is just going to destroy him?
Oh, listen, mate. I think I don't care if it's a decent or good job. Tom, not to stop Tom. Tom's like Godzilla, and like Tabuai Fado will be like one of those poor citizens getting, just knocked over by him. I'm joking. I feel like no, look, I do feel like Hamiso will go all right. I think he'll go better than Capewell. I mean, Capewell's just, I don't know, he's too slow to be in the centres. He's more of a natural back roll than a centre. And I think Hamiso, with his speed, and I guess Hamiso's more of a built character, so you should be able to kind of match Turbo in some way. But yeah, I'd say Turbo wins about I'd say.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I can't bloody disagree with that. I think that is a fair call. Warriors NRL Fanatics, mate. Obviously, you go for Queensland in the State of Origin, and you live up there in Queensland. Mate, do you think Tabuai Fado will do a good job at centre for Queensland in Game 3?
Whoa.
Is he there?
Warrior, can you hear us, mate?
Hello?
Oh, no, not again.
Hello? Yeah?
Yeah, bro, did you hear what I said?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the Hammer will do... I don't know. I mean, I think Tommy Trbojevic is a great player. Form. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for the Hammer. I think it's going to defend Tommy Trbojevic on next Wednesday night. I mean, he'll probably do a better job than Capewell, but I don't think, it'll be still quite hard to stop Tommy Trbojevic, because he's just in outstanding form at the moment. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Paddy G just written in the chat. What's the better performance, Queensland or Warriors NRL Fanatics' connection? What can you do? What can you do? Anyway, yeah, look, it's going to be interesting how Queensland go against New South Wales on next Wednesday night. Obviously, a lot of changes, so we'll see how the hammer goes. I'm really looking forward to it because obviously I go for New South Wales. I was born in New South Wales, but I support the Cowboys in the NRL, so I'm hoping that WI Fido can play really well and, bring that origin form into club level. Hopefully it goes really well, but we'll see what happens. Now, topic number 2. Let's get into some signing news today. A couple of things have been going around today. We'll start with the first one. Jaden Sewer has apparently signed a deal with the St. George Illawarra Dragons on a 3-year deal starting next year. Apparently, it'll be locked in the coming days. Sam, mate, do you think Jaden Sewer going to the Dragons is a good decision?
I've liked him for a little while now, but he's out of favour this season. But he had a strong season last year. I think he can help St. George, and I think it's a good signing under Anthony Griffin, especially after what's happened over the past couple of days. There's going to be such a strict regime over the next however many years Hook is going to be there. Yeah, I think it's a really good signing, and all the best to Jaden Sewer, man.
Yep. No, I agree. I think it's a great buy for the Dragons. Obviously Tarek Sims is on one edge, and although Josh Kerr has done a decent job, I think Jaden Sewer is obviously the better name, and I think Josh Kerr's better off the bench anyway. So I think it's a good buy for the Dragons. It's a good signing. So I've got no issues with Jaden Sewer going to the Dragons. It'll be interesting to see how that all plans out. NRL Vid 090, do you like the signing of Jaden Sewer heading to the Red V next year?
I do. I think Sewer is a decent player. He's still only pretty young, and I think he's done a fair job in the NRL, like when he's been playing first grade for like Rabbitohs or that. I think it'll be a good signing for the Dragons. I mean, obviously now, since Paul Vaughan's gone, they'll have a bit of cash to kind of spend. And I guess the first part of it will be on Jaden Sewer. So, and yeah, it's a 3-year deal. I think that's good because, like I say, he's young. I think he's got some talent and potential. So I think it's a very smart sign by the Dragons. And also, I guess, ever since Frizzell left, they haven't really replaced him that much. So I think, he kind of comes up better, makes the form pack look a bit better, I'd say, Sewer. So I like the signing personally. Yep.
I have to agree with that. Warriors NRL Fanatics, mate, if you can hear me with your connection, I don't even know if you can, but if you can hear me, mate, do you like the Jaden Sewer signing to the Dragons next year?
Yeah, it's a good signing. Sure, I reckon it's a great signing. He's pretty good young player coming through, and a bit surprised yourself City haven't kept him. I'm a bit surprised by that. So yeah, I think it's a great signing. To be fair, it's good move, and good move by them. But yeah, I think not a bad signing.
Yeah, look, I have to agree. I think the Rabbitohs are looking at maybe Jai Arrow on an edge with Keon Kalamatangi, and they've got some young kids coming through there, the Bunnies. So I'm not surprised that he's been let go, but I think he'll be fine at the Dragons. The Dragons are building a really good forward pack for next year. Obviously, they've got the likes of Blake Laurie there and Jack DeBellin, Josh Maguire, Tarek Sims. Now they're getting Sewer there, and Josh Kerr's been playing all right. So they're building a really good young pack, the Dragons. So it's good to see also with a bit of experience. So we'll see how they go next year. The Jaden Sewer signing, and the other signing that was announced today as well. The Sydney Roosters front rower / lock, Isaac Liu, has signed with the Gold Coast Titans. Now, I'm going to go first here because everyone knows how I feel about the Gold Coast Titans, but I believe Isaac Liu has just committed career suicide. I think his career's going downhill now, going to the Gold Coast. He's cooked. He's done. See Isaac Liu. 3 premierships at the Roosters to go to a team like the Gold Coast But all they care about is the nightclubs half the time. So I think they're gone. Goodbye, Isaac Liu. I think it's a terrible buy from the Gold Coast. Sam, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I've liked the cut of Isaac Liu's jib for the past few years now, man. And he and Takehaho have been sort of unsung for me, in my opinion. They've been tremendous for Easts. And I get the thinking of signing him to bring some sort of credibility. That sounds pretty harsh. Credibility or some championship credentials up to the Gold Coast, but. Yeah, if he can bring some sort of starch to their defence, then cool. But yeah, I mean, we've seen how Big Tino and David Peter have played this season, so you're not far off the mark, in my opinion, mate.
Well, look, even though I hate the Gold Coast, and I understand where they're coming from. They've got Tino in for Feeder. Florida Wakers had a pretty good season, adding an experienced premiership-winning front rower / lock to the side is not the worst thing in the world. So, I mean, for the Waker, Tino, Isaac Liu for Feeder, it ain't bad. But look, the Titans are in all sorts, I think. And Paddy G just read a really stupid comment in the chat. The Titans will be the next Queensland team to win the premiership. Mate, that is the biggest bullshit I've heard all week, maybe all year. There's no evidence of that that's even going to happen. The Gold Coast will be lucky to make the top 8 the way they're playing. So I hate the signing. I think it's stupid. I don't know what they're trying to achieve here. What, you're going to buy a bloke who's won 3 premierships and done a good job? Why didn't they buy him a couple of years ago when he was at his peak? Now you're buying him at the back end of his career. This is what the Gold Coast always do. So I don't understand it. But we'll go to NRL Vid 090. Mate, what do you thoughts on Isaac Liu going to the Titans?
First of all, I think it's a pretty big loss for the Roosters because I think he's been one of their more underrated players in the past. I think he's done very well for the time he's been there. He he provides a lot for that team, I think, in terms of his versatility and his experience off the bench. Most times he plays off the bench. So, but look, he's a decent player. I think he's pretty good, and I think he will bring something to that Titans forward pack with the likes of Proctor, Fafita, and Tino already been there. So I think it's a good addition for them. But I mean, I don't know why you would leave one of the top teams in the comp to go to one of the teams that are just suffering and just aren't even that great at the moment. So it's a bit questionable, but good luck to him, I guess.
You go from a premiership winning system to a team that has done absolutely nothing ever. I don't get it. It's like if you guys watch the NBA, it's like joining LeBron James at the Lakers and then going to a really, really shit team in the the Memphis Grizzlies or something. It's like going from a really, really great elite team to a really, really poor side. I really don't understand it. I really don't get it. But let's move on to Warriors NRL Fanatics, mate. Do you think it's a good signing for Isaac Liu going to the Gold Coast?
Well, it is a massive loss for the Roosters, but going to the Gold Coast Titans, I don't know. I mean, the Titans, Tino as well, so that. But it still remains to be seen with the Titans. I think they're really inconsistent. They're like the Warriors. They can beat anyone on their day, and and then get flogged the following week. That's the Gold Coast Titans are just like that for me. So, look, I think it's a good signing. I think it's a good signing for the Titans, but I'm not too sure how he's going to go there. I really don't know how he's going to go, but, good luck to him. But, yeah, I think it's a good signing, to be fair. It's a good signing, but remains to be going to go up Coast.
Yeah, look, obviously I'm taking the piss on the Gold Coast. I always do, and I probably always will. But in all seriousness, if we're talking legit here, it is a good buy for the Gold Coast. It's a good signing. Will he be able to make them a top 8 side? Probably not. If you're the Gold Coast, you're throwing heaps of money at a really good number 6. You should not be looking for forwards. You got Fafita and Tino there, and Fafita's gone backwards this year, and Tino has been solid, but not as good as what he was at Melbourne. So disappointing in a way. But I think it's a very good buy for the Titans. But I don't know. I don't know how he's going to go up there, considering the Gold Coast never have done anything great in their history. But let's move on to the final topic of the show tonight. Now, this is one that we were discussing in the green room before we went to air tonight. What coach is 100% safe and what coach is 100% fucked, basically? So what coach is going to keep their job at the end of the year going into next year, and what coach is coaching as of right now who's going to be absolutely cooked, maybe get the sack? So we're going to start with Sam Revill, the special guest for tonight's podcast. Mate, what coach do you think is safe and what coach do you think is gone?
I think Michael Maguire during the off-season is in real danger. He may not even be the coach for West Tigers come round 1, in my opinion. I've been saying it all year. The West Tigers just don't want to soak in anything he's trying to teach them, unfortunately. And for him to sit there in his press conference and say he's looking for men, well, technically there's 30 of them in that squad, but none of them are bloody, getting up for him. So the other safe coaches, Craig Bellamy, he's going to be in his final season, I think, or allegedly anyway, for next year, so he'll be safe. Wayne Bennett's gone at the end of the year. So, I think the coach most in danger is Michael Maguire. And for the long term, Craig Fitzgibbon obviously will be there for the Sharks for a few years to come. Look out Sharks next year quietly. But, Michael Maguire's in danger in the off-season, in my opinion.
Yep, very interesting. We'll go on to NRL Vid 090, mate. What coach do you think's safe and what coach do you think's gone?
Okay, so the safest coach is the safest coach right now is Irie, obviously, but I guess one of the coaches that are not safe is Trent Barrett. I personally believe his time is ticking at the Bulldogs. I think, he's just, I feel like his start at the Bulldogs hasn't been good. Made heaps of recruitments, obviously, but still can't get any good results. So I feel like he's on the chopping block soon. And, a lot of pressure's on him, I think. Kevin Walters is also there as well, but Broncos seem to be going a little bit better. So I don't know, but I'll say Barrett.
Yep. All right. Very, very interesting. All right. Warriors NRL fanatics, mate. What coach do you think's safe and what coach do you think should be sacked by the end of the year?
Look, I think, firstly for the coach being sacked, I think, Michael Maguire's under a bit of pressure there at the West Tigers. So I'm going to say, he's I think he's had a couple of years there now at the Tigers, believe it or not. I think so. But, I'm going to say Michael Maguire to get the Michael Maguire coaching pressure for the West Tigers. And safe for coach, I think, right now. Look, Adam O'Brien might be safe because, look, I know Newcastle not consistent enough, but I think, if Newcastle can make the finals again this year, he's probably going to be there for another couple of years. So, I'll go Adam O'Brien for the safe option and, for the one getting under pressure, I'll say Michael Maguire.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go for someone outside the box. So, first, the coach who I think is safe. Obviously, majority of the top 5 teams are pretty safe. But I'm going to go Trent Robinson. I think Trent Robinson's safe. I think we've had the Roosters have gone this year. They've had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So I'll say Trent Robinson is safe along with all the other big-name coaches. And a coach who I think's in a lot of trouble, and I actually reckon if this team misses the 8, I reckon he could actually get the sack. And I'm going to say Justin Holbrook from the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans have been really disappointing this year. They have failed expectation. I said they would be about where they currently are on the ladder, and no one wanted to listen to me. And they have been disappointing, the Gold Coast. So if they miss the top 8, I reckon Justin Holbrook could really be on the chopping block, and the Gold Coast will be in crisis mode once again, because it's just that seems to be how they operate, the Titans. They expect to have a really big year one year, and then they fall in a heap. So I'm going to say Justin Holbrook's in a lot of trouble if the Gold Coast don't play finals. And I think Trent Robinson and Bellamy and all those coaches, I think they're safe. But the Titans' defense at the moment, it's not NRL standards. So I'll say Holbrook's in a lot of trouble, but we'll see what happens.
Nick,
Yeah,
man, just two things, right? So just on that same wavelength, I agree with you. Justin Holbrook, if it's the same results, if it's the same sort of performances they're putting up halfway or even quarter of the way through next season, what do Titans do? Because this is Titans' last chance before, they may as well just fold, basically. And also, the other coach that is in the red zone big time is Ricky Stewart, man.
Yes.
He's in the red zone big time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that. There's a lot of coaches who are under pressure. I mean, Trent Barrett, Kevin Walters, Michael Maguire, Ricky Stewart. The entire bottom four is in a lot of trouble. And I mean, if you want to go on a limb, if Parramatta go out in straight sets this year in the finals, then you could say Brad Arthur. But who would you bring in for Brad Arthur? That's the only problem with sucking Brad Arthur. But Parramatta seem to be going for the same old thing every year. They make the 8 and they go out early in the finals. So I guess he's another one that could be considered. But it's a very interesting topic to talk about. You just don't know who's going to get sacked, really. Like, anything can happen to any side. I mean, Anthony Griffin could get sacked over this whole Dragon situation. I don't think he will, but I've seen stranger things happen in the past, and I think we all have. So anyway, there are all the topics out of the way in 47 minutes, which is quite good. Now, let's get into the round 17 preview, lads. Only 4 games this weekend. So what I'm going to do, obviously, we're going to go around the circle, and I'm going to ask you, who do you think will win? Give me a margin, so 1 to 12 or 13 plus, and just pick a try scorer to score any time as well. So let's get into it. So round 17 of the NRL kicks off Thursday night, which is tomorrow night at Brookvale Oval at 7:50 p.m. The kickoff. It is the Manly Warringah Seagulls up against the Canberra Raiders. Manly are favourites here at $1.25. Canberra are at $4. Manly are 5th on the ladder. Canberra are 13th on the ladder. We'll start with Sam Revill. Mate, who do you think wins this game tomorrow night?
Nick, I think that unfortunate Thursday night trend that's been happening since round 6 is going to continue. I think it will be a 13-plus points victory to Manly. Yep. And anytime try scorer is just Jason Starr. He's been amazing for Manly this season, and NRL Vid 090 must be cheering about that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. NRL Vid 090, mate. What do you reckon, mate? Manly or Canberra? Obviously, you're going to go Manly, but, mate, what are your thoughts on the game tomorrow night? Who's going to win?
So I'm tipping Manly, like you said, 24 points to 12, so 12-point win. And I do think Manly will win. There's no Cherry Evans and no Tom, no Jake, which does make it hard, but I do think Dylan Walker will stand up at halfback. I think he'll do really well, Dylan Walker. He's had experience in the halves before, and I think he will do a good job there. I think he'll also do well at fullback as well for Manly. And I just think the team will turn up in the game. I think they'll be better in terms of the forwards. Will dominate Canberra's. So, look, Manly will win, and I'm going to say anytime try scorer. I'm going to say Brad Park. He's been scoring a couple lately, so I'll chuck him in my scorer.
All right, sounds good to me. Warriors NRL fanatics, mate. Manly or Canberra, and what try score do you think will score tomorrow night? And 1 to 12 or 13 plus.
Hello.
Hey, Warrior. Whoa.
Far out.
Whoa.
Oh, he's
I don't
gone.
know what happened.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit. It lasted 50 minutes. I'm surprised it lasted that long. Oh, hang on. Here we go.
Wait.
He's
Are you
back.
there, Fanatics? Give it 10 seconds.
Yep.
Warriors
10.
NRL Fanatics.
To win. Yep. Manly to win by 13 plus for me. Yep. And anytime try scores, I'm going to go to Room Garrett.
Okay. All right. I only just heard that, so good grief. Anyway, I'm going to go Manly. I reckon they'll win 13 plus, and I reckon Tofoa Sipley will score another try. He scored 2 last week. He had a fantastic game last weekend, Tofoa Sipley. So I'm going to go Manly 13 plus and Tofoa Sipley to score off the bench. He's been playing really well for Manly, so I'll throw him in for a try at any stage tomorrow night. Righto, the other game on Friday night footy, kicking off at 7:55 p.m. It's now being played at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. It is the South Sydney Rabbitohs up against my team and Sam's team, the North Queensland Cowboys. The Rabbitohs are $1.15 favourites here. The Cowboys at $5.50, a massive price for the Cowboys. South Sydney are third on the ladder. Cowboys are in 10th on the ladder. Sam, Souths or the Cows? What do you reckon, bro?
Cowboys 1-12, Nick. I genuinely think they can do it as well, mate. South Sydney had 22 points put on them by the West Tigers on Sunday. They lost that second half, 22 points to 12, I think it was in the end. They got the 2 points in the end. But the question on South Sydney's defence has been lingering all season. I think they're due for a loss. I think Cowboys are due not only a victory, but I think they're due a massive defensive effort. I really, really deep down I need them to win, man. Like I would be so disappointed that if South Sydney were to win without all their origin stars, and knowing that South Sydney still have a leaky defence and North Queensland won't be able to capitalise on it, I'd be pretty knocked off with it, if I'm being honest. And it'll be interesting to see how Dejan Arce goes at fullback as well. I wasn't expecting that. I haven't seen Arce play at fullback either as well. So and he was so impressive as well last year. But Cowboys 1-12, and anytime. I don't know who's going to be an anytime try scorer, but Cowboys 1-12 on Friday.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I hope you are correct, because if I win, I will get very, very drunk, and I will be very angry. I will get hammered. If the Cowboys win, mate, I'll invite you to come on, and we'll just have a Cowboys Rabbitohs review, and we'll just get drunk. We get blind drunk.
It's full of coffee right now, mate. It's full of coffee, but I'll make it an Irish coffee if they win. 1,000%, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh, it sounds very good. Sounds good. NRL Vid 090, mate. Rabbitohs Cowboys Friday night. What are your thoughts on the game? Who wins?
Okay, yeah. Rabbitohs. I'm sorry, Sam and Nick. I've gone Rabbitohs. I think I'll win in a close one. I reckon I'll win 28-16. Oh dear, poor Nick. But I do think the Rabbitohs win. Just like I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cowboys will try, but I think South's been too good. Poor Nick.
Well, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. No one cares. NRL Vids. No one cares, mate. I'm not happy. No, I'm only joking, bro. Not happy with that shit. But anyway, we'll move on. Warriors and NRL Fanatics. I don't even know if your connection's still there, mate. You look like a statue at the moment. But we'll move on. Warriors and NRL Fanatics, mate. Rabbitohs or Cowboys? And what try score do you reckon?
I'll just say it here. It's Rabbitohs for me. Rabbitohs to win. Rabbitohs by 10. Actually, I don't think it'll be very high scoring. I know a lot of games have been high scoring this round, but yeah, I'm going to have the Rabbitohs by 10. And anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Alex Johnston to score. So, yeah.
I didn't hear a word what you said. Stuff the Rabbitohs, but we'll move on. You know what? I tipped South Sydney in my tipping video, and Sam has convinced me. Cowboys will win. Cowboys will win. And you know what? They won't just win. They will win well Friday night. They will go to Newcastle, and the Cowboys will win. Fuck the Bunnies. Fuck Reynolds. Fuck Walker. I don't give a shit how mad they are. I hope that anger can lead to a couple of forward passes and obstruction plays where they throw the ball on the inside shoulder and crap. So, you know what? Cowboys to win. Let's go 13 plus. I'm only joking. No, I'll be realistic. Cowboys to win 1-12. So let's go the Cowboys by, let's say, 4 points. Let's go with Scott Drinkwater to score 2 tries. And let's go Tamalolo man the match. And Tamalolo to run 250 metres. Let's go with that. Go the Cows. We'll win. We'll win Friday night. We'll win. We're due for a big win. And this week, it's coming. We've been shit the last couple of weeks. We're coming this week. We're going to win. Cowboys 1-12. Throw it in your sports bet account or your Ladbrokes account, whatever betting agency you're with. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game in just a second. I'm just catching up to the chat here. The chat's going berserk at the moment.
Paddy B just said Bunnies by 66 plus. Fair dinkum.
Hey, Paddy G, go and fuck yourself, Paddy G. If you're watching. Go fuck yourself, Paddy. Fuck Manly. Fucking sick of Manly and that fucking top 4 fucking run. Get back to the fucking bush, Manly. No one cares.
Nah. Just jealous.
Sick of them.
Jealous.
Mate, growing up as a kid, all I would put up with was Manly this, Manly that, Melbourne this, Melbourne that. Mate, Manly and Melbourne are in the past. Get back in the fucking hole. No one cares. This is the Cowboys' time. We want to win another premiership. Fuck the Seagulls. Fuck Turbo. Get fucked. Come on. Come on, man.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on. Fuck Manly. Sorry, NRL vid 090. Chewy FN says, Nick, don't say the F word. Hey, Chewy, go and fuck yourself, mate. This is my fucking Rugby League Breakdown podcast. If you don't like swearing, then fuck off, you fucking little cunt. Anyway, let's move on. Saturday night football kicking off at 7:35 p.m. at Bankwest Stadium. It is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs up against the Sydney Roosters. Roosters, they are $1.10. The Dogs are at $7. Oh, my God. I don't even know where to begin on this one. My God. Dogs, Roosters. Jesus Christ. I really don't know how this game's going to go about. Sam, Dogs, Roosters, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think East get back on track and they win by 13 plus. The Bankwest Stadium is closed to all the fans, so there'll be no Bulldogs fans inside to cheer them on or for the Bulldogs players to try and, get some second win from the atmosphere or whatever, mate. I think I'll just catch the highlights of this game, to be frank with you boys.
Oh, yeah, look. Oh, gee, who knows? Who really knows what's going to happen here? For fuck's sake, it could be a bloodbath, honestly. It could really be a bloodbath. NRL vid 090, Dogs, Roosters, and Roosters by how much?
Now, I'll make this pretty quick. I said the Roosters will win. 13 plus probably. It'll be a pretty easy win. I think I said something like 34-18. I think that's the score I said. I don't know. Back in it, but look, easy win for Roosters probably, and I think my anytime try score will be Josh Morris. Too good.
Yeah, that sounds good, bro. I like it. Should be a good one. Warriors, NRL fanatics, mate. Bulldogs or Roosters on Saturday night?
Yep, I'm going to go with the Roosters here. Roosters by 28. I think they'll be far too good for the Bulldogs. Just don't see the Bulldogs coming in close. Even though the Roosters, they've had a lot of injuries this year. They've had players retire. But I'm going to go Roosters here easily. 28 points. Anytime tries, because I'm going to go with Joey Manu.
Yeah, look, I agree. I'm going to go the Roosters to win this game. I'm going to go Roosters 40+. I think they'll absolutely bloodbath them. I can't see the Bulldogs even scoring a fucking try. So if anyone here likes to have a bet on the Roosters-Bulldogs game, take the Bulldogs minus 0.5. The Dogs won't even score a point. They might even go for an early penalty goal in the first 10 minutes, and they'll still miss. So Roosters to win, 45,000+. It won't be pretty. I reckon Joseph Manu will score 2 tries, and I reckon Matt Ikuvalu will collect a hat-trick on the wing on Saturday night. Looks to be too good. And the final game of the round, this is going to be a really good game. I reckon this could be the game of the round. It's either this game or the South Cowboys game could be the game of the round. Sunday afternoon footy, 4 o'clock kickoff at Nostrata, Jubilee Stadium. It is the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks up against the New Zealand Warriors. The Sharks are favourites here at $1.60. The Warriors are at $2.35. I'm going to go to Warriors and NRL Fanatics here for this game first because it's his team. Warriors and NRL Fanatics, obviously you're a Warriors fan through and through, and the Sharks are your most hated team. But, mate, Sharks or Warriors Sunday afternoon, who wins?
Well, look, I really, think we can win this game because, it's the big boost is having Reece Walsh back, which I think will add a bit more to our team in terms of attack. And, obviously Rogers back on the wing, which is, I'm still not a big fan of him being on the wing. Look, I think we can win. I really think we can get this win, but have a close, pin cross down close games this year because we've lost so many. So, yeah, hopefully it's not, going to the win because Warriors field goal and frustrating. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Warriors to win by probably 6 points. I think we can win it, only just, I think. But, yeah, Warriors to win by 6 points. And anytime try score, I'm going to go with Reece Walsh to score.
Ooh, sounds good, bro. Look, I just want to wish your Warriors all the best, bro. I like the Warriors. I think they're a good club. Gus Gill's doing a really good job over there at the moment, and obviously they're buying players at the moment for this year. Like they bought DWZ, and they're getting players next year as well, and Sean Johnson as well. So good luck to the Warriors in this game. So let's move on to NRL Vid 090, mate. Sharks or Warriors Sunday afternoon, mate. Who wins?
Okay, so before I start, I've backed the Warriors so many times in these types of games. Like there's teams where Warriors play that are like 11th, 12th, like really similar to where the Warriors currently are. And I took the Warriors in those. If they let me down one more time, I'm not going to tip them again. I'm sorry, they've let me down so many times this year, the Warriors. I've backed them, they just keep losing, and it's stressful. So I don't know. If I lose this game, then I'm done with them. But I tipped them to win. I think I said 24 points to 20. And anytime I try to score, I'll go the new recruit, Matt Lodge. So,
Oh, wow. Matt Lodge for a try. Fuck. What's that paying on Sportsbet? I might have to jump on that on fucking Sunday afternoon. That's a fantastic bet from a guy who's not even 18 years old who's even allowed to bet. So, NRL Vid 090. If Matt Lodge scores a try, mate, I'll send you half the money. So, I guess we'll see what happens there. But
deal.
Yeah, lock
let's
it in,
shake
mate.
it.
Handshake. Yeah, look, here we go. The fucking, what's it called? Social distancing handshake. We'll see how we go. Fucking, however you do it. Sam, Sharks, Warriors. What do you reckon, mate? I reckon this will be a good game.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Two desperate sides going head to head. So I'm very much in the camp of NRL Vid 090 Story Warrior. It's last week was so graphic in the way that they completely dropped the ball in losing to the Dragons, man. Reece Walsh is obviously a massive in, but I'm tipping the Cronulla Sharks, mate. They've been lucky, but I think they can get some confidence. I think they can maintain the confidence, I should say. That was a high-quality game of footy, in my opinion. They played against Brisbane. So probably no shame in defeat, if I'm being honest, for Cronulla. So, yeah, Cronulla to win 1-12 and any time try scorer. Don't know, mate. It depends what the weather's like as well. If it's wet and cold, it might just be a forward battle. If it's dry, it should be a really entertaining game for the backline speedsters. But I'll go Toby Rudolph to bash his way through the defensive line and score a try. But Cronulla to win 1-12.
Yeah, well, I got to say, last weekend, the Sharks against the Broncos, the Sharks looked like a bunch of fat cheerleaders. They looked fucking terrible. They looked ridiculous. They looked like a bunch of overweight fucking gorillas. They looked ridiculous last week, Cronulla. And as for New Zealand last week, they went to sleep. It was just fucking disgusting. It was like the Warriors went out there. They looked like $1 million against St. George. They looked awesome. And then someone put a fucking COVID vaccine needle in their arm and they just faded off. And by then they were fucking gone. So I really don't know which way this game's going to go. Both sides are very hot and cold. I couldn't give two fucks who wins this game. But as for the top 8, with all those teams around the 8, I'm hoping the Cowboys can be around there. So basically we need the Warriors to win for our sake. So I'm going to go the Sharks, though. I probably trust the Sharks a bit more than New Zealand at the moment. So I'm going to go the Sharks to win 1-12. I reckon Jesse Ramian will score a try. And I really like Talakai off the bench. I reckon he might score a try as well, Talakai. So, yeah, it should be a really good game. But before I get out of here, I just want to address something really quickly in the chat that I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed about. There's this guy named Chewy FN. Now, look, here's the thing. Chewy, if you are still listening or watching the podcast, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day or night to watch the podcast. I really do. But when you're constantly in the chat saying, don't swear, listen, I'm Nick from Australia, mate. This is my fucking show. This is my channel. If I'm going to swear, I'm going to fucking swear. If you don't like swearing, then click off the video and come back another time when there's no swearing involved. So, look, Chewy, I don't know if you're a 16-year-old virgin or you're an 18-year-old man. I don't know what you are, my friend, but you really need to stop whinging in the chat. For fuck's sake. If you don't like what you see, then unsubscribe, mate. You're one subscriber out of 1,400, mate. I don't give a fuck about one subscriber, mate. So if you're going to whinge about some sort of fucking religious belief or whatever you have, just calm the fuck down, mate, because this is a chat and you're going to piss people off in the chat. Mate, there's another loyal fan in the chat by the name of Jack Wotherspoon. Me and him used to have a bit of a beef back in the day. We're all good now. So don't whinge like an idiot, mate. I appreciate you watching my videos, but please stop whinging about the swearing. For fuck's sake, mate. This is not a show for kids under the age of 14, mate. If you can't handle swearing, then get the fuck off my show. It's as simple as that. I don't swear in every sentence, mate, but when you really get on my fucking nerves, I will start fucking swearing, okay? I will start swearing. This show will become the corner post real quick, so don't fucking piss my subscribers off and don't fucking piss me off, you little bastard. Anyway, let's move on from that little rant because I'm not fucking happy with how he has carried on in the chat all night. I've been keeping an eye on the chat tonight. For fuck's sake. Fucking little cunt. Anyway, we'll move on. Guys, anything else you want to talk about before we jump on out of here tonight?
Go and subscribe to NRL. Go subscribe to Warriors NRL Fanatics. Continue the support for you, Nick. All three of yous are massive hustlers. And you guys have inspired me to do what I'm doing. And again, thank you so much for the love at the start of the show, boys. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I'm getting to do this with you guys and meeting new people every week. And yeah, go Cowboys. Just go Cowboys.
Oh, come on, Sam. I'm with you, bro. Well, mate, it's been good having you on the show. You've been very well, you know. Your connection is world class. It's very good. I will definitely get you on the channel, definitely in the future for other videos like Saturday night. If you're available, mate, we're going to be doing the Nick from Australia late night footy show as always. So if you're available, mate, come by, stop by, jump on. You know, it's going to be good.
Where are we going to get on Friday night if they win or lose? Are we going to do that or what?
Well, if I win, we'll get drunk. If I lose, I'm just going to sit in my room all depressed, probably in the corner. I'm not going to be in a fucking good mood, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens anyway. But guys, that's been episode number 14 of the Rugby League Breakdown podcast. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go and subscribe to Sam Revill, NRL Vid 090, and Warriors NRL Fanatics. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Guys, this has been it for the show tonight. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic Wednesday night. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for the Thursday Night Football review between the Seagulls and the Raiders. Until then, lads, take care of yourself. Have a great Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. See you later, lads.